She mocked me in front of our friends, so I left without saying goodbye. Everyone talks about men walking out on their families like it's cold, heartless, but no one ever talks about what breaks a man down enough to finally do it. My name's Derek, and I was a husband, a father, a provider, and for the last 2 years of my marriage, a punchline. Let me tell you what really ended my marriage. And no, it wasn't cheating, or money, or some dramatic affair. It was something so common, so casual, most people wouldn't even notice it happening until they're packing their bags. Maya used to be the love of my life. We met in college where she was sharp, sarcastic, the kind of woman who owned every room she walked into. That fire drew me in. She could joke, roast you, put you in your place. But back then, it felt playful. Back then, I laughed with her. Years later, that same fire burned everything down. See, after we had our second kid, things shifted. Maya leaned into motherhood like she was born for it. Me? I was just trying to hold the pieces together. Work, bills, dishes, late-night feedings. I wasn't perfect, but I showed up. I always showed up. But in her eyes, I became the weak one. The sensitive dad. The one who got anxious when our baby had a fever. The one who didn't raise his voice when our teen acted out. The one who cried once when his best friend died. The one who needed a breather after work instead of diving straight into chaos. She used to tease me about it in private. At first, I laughed along. Softy dad. The mom with a beard. Mr. Feelings. But one night, in front of our friends, she crossed the line. And I couldn't pretend anymore. It was a Saturday. We had 2 couples over. Nothing big. Just wine, backyard lights, and kids asleep upstairs. We were all swapping stories, and someone joked about a dad who fainted in the ER during his wife's labor. And then Maya, without even blinking, pointed at me and said, "Oh, Derek." He cried watching Finding Nemo. He's basically estrogen with a beard. Everyone laughed, hard. I didn't. It's not the joke itself. It's what it revealed. That she thought less of me. That somewhere along the way, she stopped respecting the man who held her through postpartum depression, who left work early to be at every school recital, who made her tea when she was too drained to speak. I stood there, drink in hand, surrounded by laughter that suddenly felt like knives. And I realized something. This wasn't new. This was just the first time she said it out loud. I didn't say a word that night. I waited until everyone left. I watched her clean up like nothing happened, like it was just another story. Then I packed a bag, quietly, while she was brushing her teeth. I left a note. "I'm not your joke anymore." And I walked out. I didn't contact her for 2 weeks. Not because I wanted to hurt her, but because I needed space from the woman who thought diminishing me was entertainment. She blew up my phone. Left voicemails crying, angry, confused. Said I overreacted. Said she was just being funny. That I used to be able to take a joke. But here's the thing. No one tells women like Maya, there's nothing funny about disrespect. We met later to talk logistics. Kids, house, lawyers. She cried, told me she didn't mean it. Said she just missed the old me. I almost laughed at that. Because the old me she missed? The guy who let himself be slowly eroded in silence? He's gone. And honestly, he should have left sooner. Here's the part that'll piss people off. I still love my kids, and I'll always be in their lives. But I'm done performing masculinity in a way that makes women like Maya comfortable. I'm not cold. I'm not hard. I'm not tough in the traditional sense. I'm human. And if that's not man enough for you, that's your problem. Your turn. Do you think Maya was just joking, or did she go too far? Can a relationship survive if one partner doesn't respect the other emotionally? Let me know in the comments. Let's talk about how much is too much when it comes to teasing in love, and whether men should be allowed to be vulnerable without being mocked.